from. This is, you'll never probably see another one of these in existence. You know, made by Jimmy Lyle, his address on the back. You can even still see the studio blood on this. You can see the studio blood still inside of the teeth of the knife. You can see the studio blood here. I mean, it's remarkable. It's totally intact. Nothing is missing. I mean, you know, it's unprecedented that you have something like this that survives. I mean, I've talked to knife collectors that if you had 7 of 13 or 8 of 13, that's a $50,000 knife, and those were never used in the movie because they were one of the first 13. It's that big of a deal. This knife literally saved the knife industry. People started buying knives at the thousands once this knife was made. To have one that was actually used by Stallone in this movie, talk about iconic. I mean, just an amazing piece. It's estimated at $20,000 to $30,000. I mean, the sky's the limit on this. This knife can bring $100,000.
Okay, gives you a clue of what this is. Now, I have unboxed this, obviously, and I have played around with it, as in checked out the quality and such. I just love playing with this. It's getting a bit warm in here, I'll just turn the fan on. Right, I hope you can hear me over the fan. Now, every so often different companies get a chance to produce replicas of movie stuff. This one is Hollywood Collectibles Group. I have number 1228 of 10,000. There was a few years ago one that came out which was limited editions of 5,000. And as far as I understand it, they're identical to this. Stay. Now this will never be used. This for me is just a movie collectible. Now this is definitely not worth $25,000 to $100,000. And this was a spur of the moment buy, because James, the owner of the shop called Warsword, where I get my sword collections from, he just got these in, and just at a spur of the moment I thought, yep, I'll grab one. So I did. So this is the knife that resurrected the modern knife craze, industry, collectibles, all that sort of stuff. This is what brought it all back. And what I never realised was that there was actually a groove in the saw teeth. So until I actually held this in my hand, I didn't even realise that. So, signature model. Let's see if I can tilt it right. There's a signature with the, just faintly visible down there, the etched numbers. 1228 of 10,000. I will, hang on a second. There you go. Rambo First Blood. On the other side of Ricasso, there's nothing. I'm trying to do this as best as I can, guys. Oh, there we go. And just make out the signature. And it has the Phillips head screwdriver on the top there, and a flat screwdriver bit down the bottom. It has the 2 lanyard holes, cord wrapped handle, the compass, and the survival kit. And yep, the compass is true, north, so that's correct. I have another compass here somewhere, hang on, I'll just get it. So we'll check the accuracy of that compass. This is a silver. Okay, so the compass is accurate, that's good. Now the survival container, it's got a little rubber stopper here, obviously to stop it from rattling around, so that tells me that it could probably be a little larger. And inside you have single-use surgical blade, a plastic bag which contains about half a dozen matches, the strike board for the matches, a length of fishing line, 2 hooks and 2 lead sinkers. So very, very basic. What's strange though is the handle actually has a plastic tube in it. So this is not actually making contact with the metal handle, it's actually screwing into the plastic tube. Just wondering if that's in. Can it be pulled out? No, that's in there good and fast. Seems to be metal filings coming out. Guess it must be from the aluminium handle. Actually, how deep does the tang go in? Now, okay, put that in, measure that. That this distance makes up that gap, and that goes in that far, so that is how far in the tang goes. About an inch if we're lucky. And I can't really tell how it's fastened. I can see the tang, and I can see the item wrapped around the tang to hold it in place. Let's see if we can get this on camera. There you go, see it? So I'm just wondering if the plastic tubing has got something to do with holding that in place as well. It's a good thing I'm not relying on this as a genuine survival knife. 1-inch tang, yeah, mega fail. But like I said, this is a movie collectible, so it will never be used. Not only that, the actual stenciling, the signature, the silver coating is on this. The signature and the limited edition numbers actually etched onto this coating. I'm not sure if it's coating or if it's sandblasting, but that, all the information is actually on that. So I still like it, doesn't matter what you say, it's still an original design. It was, you know, before First Blood movie came out, nobody had anything like this in the films. There was no survival knife. So yeah. Ah, sheath. The sheath looks pretty good. It's very different from the actual one that was used, because for one, the sharpening stone was actually up high. That's good, isn't it? It's a very basic sharpening stone. Very coarse. cheap leather. Stitching was good, machine stitched, but it's just standard nylon thread. It's nothing too flash. So it's Sylvester Stallone's signature across the top and Rambo First Blood down the bottom. Now, watch this. That's about as far as I can go without forcing it. Reason being, if I push that any further in, it applies pressure to the stitching, to this layer of leather, and I'll push it out and cause damage there. The guard is so wide, it won't fit. Another thing, the press stud, the male part, there's no protection against it on the inside, so it will end up scratching the blade quite badly. Actually, yeah, just touching it. But like I said, this is going to be a display knife, so this will never be used. There you have it, guys. John Rambo's knife from First Blood. Yep. And I wonder what it would look like on display with my other knives. Believe it or not, it's a little on the small side.